Hi, Jolie. I just wanted to quickly send you a video of some of the memories that I have of Arlys and the family. Um, and I think the one thing that really sticks in my mind the most is her energy level. Um, I can remember so many times going to the family functions and all of the adults hanging out and doing all of the adulting. And Arliss was always over this with us kids playing baseball or kick the ball or whatever it is. And she was always involved in what we were doing and seemed to have a lot more energy than a lot of the other adults. But I always thought that was really special that she was taking that extra time with us kids. And that leads to the next thing is that she loved kids. That was so evident from the moment we arrived. I mean, she came over, hugged us. She had the best hugs. She would go from person to person, and then something would happen and we'd all be laughing and she'd come over and hug you again, and she was just always so full of love. And that's a special memory that will live forever in my mind. um, she was always trying to make somebody happy, whether it was Harv or her own kids or us kids or any guest. I mean, if there was ever anybody there, she needed to fix something to eat, and let's um, go outside or go to see the garden, or all of those things that she really loved. But she always made sure that nobody was lacking with anything that they needed. Um, and she always called me Jeannie from as little as I can remember until adult years. And there aren't very many people that I have let call me that. I just was never a fan of that name. But for some reason, it just fit for Aunt Arliss. I mean, Jeannie and Susie, those were just her nieces. And to have anything be called anything different would have been abnormal, because it was just part of her, and it became part of our relationship. Um, she showed so much pride in her family, her community, her church, her school, her parks. One of the last times we were at Haywarden, she took us down to the park and the lake, and made sure that we saw the wild turkeys and all the things that made that place special. She took us to the graveyard to visit Harv and David, and eventually Jerry. And it was just touching, because she always wanted to go there and to show us. And we would go to Germantown because she knew that was special to me and to us. And even though she may not have known all the cast of characters that were there, she always made sure, because it was special to us, that we would go. And she showed us Primgar Lake, which Susan and I realized after spending a couple of summers with Grandma in Primgar that there was a lake nearby that we could have gone swimming in. No idea. Went swimming in the neighbor's horse trough to cool off, but no lake. And I'm sure part of it is that Grandma didn't swim, and she didn't want to be responsible for two small girls when she couldn't be there and take care of us should we go out too far and that kind of stuff. So I appreciate that, but I had no idea it was there. It was kind of amazing. She always made sure we had plenty to eat, plenty to do. I remember one year when it was just me at Grandma's for a summer, and we went over to Haywarden, and Jerry was still at home. She was about my age, and so we would play and do this and that. One year did some horseback riding and that kind of thing with Jerry's horse. And then we decided that we would sleep on the porch out back for the night. And I just remember Arlys's commitment to making sure that we had everything that we needed out there before she turned in for the night. And I know that she loved being outside. I know she loved playing ball. She loved working in the garden, planting all of the different vegetables and watching them grow. But one of the things that really struck me as funny all these years was that she hated the mourning dove coos. And she would just, and she said, I just hate them. And it just was such a funny statement from Arlys, because she loved everything, but she got irritated with those mourning doves. I also remember when Susan and I came to Grandma's to spend several weeks during a summer, that we had brought our record player and accidentally left all our records back in South Dakota. And so when we went to Haywarden, Arlys heard this. I'm sure we were annoyed and sharing that with her. And she went to, I thought it was Rhonda's room. It might have been Rhonda and Jolie, but came back with some 45 records. One of which was Love is Blue. And the other one the only other one that I could remember was the 59th Street Bridge song. And neither one of those were records that I had heard of. And so we played them, and we played them and played them and played them all summer. And that was really special that she would do that for us. And I always loved getting her letters. Her letters are like none other. I mean, she shared everything just like you were talking to her. That's how that stream of consciousness kind of writing. And it was so special. And the other thing that I loved about them were her pictures. And, you know, there's not very many letters I have ever gotten over the course of my life that people had taken the time to sit and draw pictures. But I really enjoyed that. And I believe she shared a song that she wrote years and years ago in one of my letters. And I think I still have that letter saved somewhere. Just because I knew it was special. She just was such a special lady. And I miss her dearly. But I love you, and I love our family. And we will stay together, and we will stay in touch because of all that love that they shared through the years. She was just a beautiful lady. And I have so many wonderful memories. We'll be in touch. Love you all. Bye-bye.